Nothing can test your patience or your ability to deal with life's ups and downs quite like growing seeds indoors. Join me today while we take a look at what's happening in the grow room, as well as head outside to see what's happening out there. And be sure to stick around until the end because I have a special little something I want to share with you. Hello, my friends. Well, time is ticking by, and here we are. It's time to up-pot the tomato plants from our little seedlings. They're getting bigger every day. For those of you, if it's your first time here, welcome, welcome. My name is Sherry, and this is the Grow You Girl channel. And why is it called the Grow You Girl channel? Because I believe that gardening can help you grow. It helps me, not only just the plants, as you can see behind me here, but yourself in the process. Whether you're going through ups and downs in life, well, we're going through ups and downs, right? So if you're really in a down, like I'm a little bit in a down, had some medical stuff going on that, I was like, not so great, but let me get my hands in the dirt. It'll make things better, and then take care of those medical problems. So whatever is happening in your life, if you can get out this time of year, start getting your hands in the dirt, I highly recommend it. My name is Sherry, and I have been gardening for about 40 years now. Give or take, but who's counting, really? I have been in my garden here, which I'm going to take you out to in a few minutes. I have been gardening in this home for about 33 of those years. Today, what I thought we would do is just go through up-potting some of, well, let me go get them for you and show you what I got here that we're going to up-pot today. We've got this tray of goodies that is ready to go, which is primarily tomato plants. We've got a few peppers in here. We've also got some sunflowers, Mexican sunflowers, and I've got a special little project for those. My Moscoviches, I'm looking at what's all here, Cherokee purples. What else do I have here in this one? I have this new thing I'm trying. It's Costolito Genovese. They're doing really good. The seedlings are. I've got Red Pride, which I always love. But here's the thing I'm going to tell you, and I alluded to you at the beginning of this video, is that this germinating seeds indoors does require patience. And let me just show you. Sometimes things work out great. And sometimes, like I got this too close to this light up here. Well, I'll just show you one. But I kind of fried them a little bit. I'm hoping they're in intensive care right now. We'll see if they do it because these are the glaciers. And I also did it to my purple basil too. I got them a little too close to the light, but I'm hoping that they can revive in intensive care. So sometimes everything works out great. Sometimes it doesn't. My anemones are doing great back here. My dahlias, which I've got to get out, they're just overgrowing in that spot there. So there's just a lot going on here, a lot going on outside. But I love it, and I hope that you love gardening too. So or that you're learning to love it, or that I can help you in some way of something that you might be struggling with in your garden if you've been gardening for a while. So one of the first things I wanted to get for today was this thing called Magic Gardener, which I heard Laura over at Garden Answer talked about it. So I went ahead and got this from them. It is a fungus gnat killer. And here's the deal. Fungus gnats this year, I don't know if it's because we've had such heat here in Colorado already. Today, it's supposed to be 87, the high today. And the 10-day forecast is just heat, heat, heat. We've had no snow up in the high country, which means the snowpack isn't there. It's going to be a wild summer. I can feel it already. But anyway, with this, I have mixed some of this Magic Gardener with water, even though I saw Laura do it straight into the dirt. If anybody knows an answer to that, which was the difference, she would put it straight in the dirt, but I'm going to follow the directions on the jar, and I'm just going to mix that up in here and try to cut down on these gnats. I also use, and I share this too, I think I have one down here, I also these stickies, which you can see back in some of the things, catches gnats too, but this is kind of catches them, you know, in what's the word I want to use? In infancy, and can help because they can. I've learned that they can also be a problem to your seedlings as well. So I am gonna mix this up. I'm gonna actually put my gloves on for a moment. We'll see how long they last. I am always feeling the need to touch the dirt, but for right now, I am gonna mix this up. So what I've got, I got these containers. I save a bunch of containers, and then this year I did have to buy some more because I got a little overzealous. Do you ever do that? Do you ever get a little overzealous? So I got some more of these from Amazon, and I have a link down to my Amazon shop down in the description, which just some of the things that I find helpful that I get there. And all right, so you really want your soil, you know, we've talked about this before, but you want your soil to be pretty moist, not as much as with seedlings, but these guys like a little moisture too. And I'm not going to take you through all of them. I'm just going to take you through the initial, what do you need to do here? So I'm going to just take some of this and put it in the bottom. And the thing that now I'm going to take my gloves off because I can't ever do this without my gloves. And I'm going to start with the tomatoes here. Now these are the Cherokee purples here. So you'll see that I have like 3 seedlings because I like to overseed because, you know, if I have incidents like that over there that I can have some more. And then I end up with many, many tomato plants that I love to give to family and friends. So I'm just gonna, with my finger, pop it out here. And you can see the nice little roots it has, but it's all very, very delicate. And then what I'm gonna do, I should really, hold on, let me get 1 more, 2, 3. Because I have 3 plants here. They're close together. And if you do it carefully and right, you can get all 3 of them repotted. So this is going to be a little more trickier. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. Put some more dirt in there because this one doesn't have. And you want it with your tomato plants. And I have more videos on, I've gone really deep in debt that I will link here from previous years, but so you know, just about like that. And then I want to plant, let me get this and then I'll show you. Very delicate operation here. You want to bury bury them. That sounds terrible. You want to plant them very pretty deep because you want them to be able to not get too leggy as they're reaching for the light, and it's really helpful for them. So you see how I've gotten, let me get a little bit more in there and I'll show you. Just like that. And I will do that with all 3 of these, which means that already I have a lot of tomato plants here to do. And again, like I said, I'm not going to put you through it all as I plant all these up. But I would love to know, you know, in the comments, if you could just share with me what are you planting indoors? Do you do seed starts indoors? I'm telling you, with the weather we're having, we could just do it outdoors. But, you know, here in Colorado, you just never know. What do they say? If you don't like the weather, just wait a minute, it will change. But I don't know, it hasn't been happening. This has been the warmest. I've lived here in Colorado. I grew up in Southern California, and I've lived here in Colorado 40 plus years. And yeah, I've just never seen it like this before. So warm. Again, there's another one. Now, the only other thing I will put on this is a tag and some down here in my cabinet. I have my vermiculite that I will put that helps to keep the water retained in there. I'm going to put some more of this too. I'm running kind of low, but I'm just going to sprinkle that on the top just like that. I'll put them back on the tray. And one of the things that I will tell you, so we are right now, what are we? We are we're about 6 weeks out from the last frost. And so it's time for anything that needs to be planted. I have a few more flower delights that I want to do. I also realized I had a couple of peppers, some poblanos, because I've also got Anaheims are my favorite. And we'll talk about peppers a little bit as we go in here, because I have a little bit of a surprise for you as we move towards the end of today's video. But I realize they take 8 to 10 weeks, or you can direct sow them. Now, I have never direct sowed my peppers before, but I'm beginning to think I might experiment with them this year and give that a try. All right, so there we have it. Again, just another one in there. All right, so I'm gonna go do these all up. I won't even do time lapse on you. We'll just do it here, and then we'll have voila, the finished tomatoes. So we'll go from all of these to many, many more. Let's do it. One important element to remember is to sprinkle a little for when you're transplanting your tomato plants, is to sprinkle a little bit of fertilizer, and I like to use True Organics tomato and vegetable, get it up here, food. Little tip before I put the vermiculite on it. Well, good morning, my friends. I've got the girls here with me, Abby and Luna, and I thought it's been a couple days since I shared the tomato planting indoors. I thought I would, as I start my day, bring you around the garden to show you the cleanup. Stop, Lou. The cleanup. Luna always has something to say. She does. So as I enjoy my cup of coffee here, Luna, to show you what we've got done. So we went from, I'll show you some before and afters, but we've got the pond going, which always just adds magic to the garden. And our iris, tulip, daffodil, and a variety of other things in this in-ground bed are all starting to come up. The daffodils did not fare so well just because the heat. We've been dealing with a lot of heat because we have. From hot to cold around here. Great view of the mountains this morning. It's my favorite time of day out in the garden. I love the evening, but the daytime is amazing too as the sun's coming up to the east. We've got some robins building a nest up in that tree. And most of the beds have been cleaned up and are ready to roll as soon as we trust the weather a little bit more. Some perennials are popping up. This is our lettuce bed right here. And the ground's still pretty hard, as my husband found when he was tilling up this bed. We have to till some of our beds because we made the bad decision of many moons ago of putting aspen trees here in the back part of the garden. And they definitely have, are notorious for rooting through the garden. So we're constantly trying to get them out of the beds. But here are our beds. And something new in the garden, I'll give you this viewpoint of it, that I had seen that I wanted to do is these two trellises that we got that will be amongst the flowers in the garden. That this one will be poppies and daisies and variety of things. And then my beloved zinnias will go in this bed and surround this trellis. In a few months, we still have much time to go. I got these new little stepping stones at our local garden center. Aren't they just the coolest? Concrete little flowers. And a new addition to the garden too are these arborvitae trees to add some evergreen interest into the garden. The birds are very active this morning. We've got a lot of blossoms, especially in the front Zen garden. I'll show that to you next week. But yeah, the blossoms back here are just fabulous. But I really tackled this bed. It was a lot of work. Again, a lot of roots in this bed. We're going to get this fountain probably going today. I got a couple of new stakes for cages, if you will, for our tomato plants, which will go in these whiskey barrels. But I just loved the, see if I can get a good shot of it, decor at the top of it. Very cool. And so, yeah, just waiting. I put some irises in here haphazardly at the end of the season. The weeds seem to be coming, and a few tulips, but nothing's really happening. But I am going to put sweet potatoes in this bed when they arrive. So this is what's happening in the garden right now. We've got the the rest of the tomatoes will be going in this bed right here. I've got some cool cages we're going to create out of bamboo. We had them last year, and I'll put a picture up. We had them in the back bed for the last couple of years. We built a trellis last year, but I just really wasn't keen with it. Keen will be the word I use because I felt like it was making the tomatoes plants reach so hard. The tomatoes were a lot smaller. So we're going to put them in this bed here. We've still got, Ed's got his work to do, and we'll be doing that in a couple of episodes. He'll be just talking about getting your irrigation system up for the season. That is his great job that he does for the garden, and I so appreciate it. My flower bed is coming to life. Little things. I just love it when you see things like the hostas coming up out of the ground, making their way into the sunshine. So slowly but surely, it's all coming together. The herb bed, I realize that it has some of the strawberries aren't coming back as normal, so I may end up going and getting some new strawberry plants. You know, things come and things go as they do. And then my dahlias, which are crazy. I'm going to head back inside here in just a minute and show you what's going on inside in the grow room. But I think this bed here is where all my dahlias are going to go. And I'm excited about that. I have some other things that are popping up, some heuchras and different things. But mainly it's pretty empty and ready for those dahlias, right, Ab? And these beds I still need to get to. Can't do it all, you know. Life is busy, things happen. But the lavender, I haven't put compost in here yet, but it's coming to life and it doesn't need it as much, but they are coming back to life. This is where the peppers will go. And my wildflowers are in here, but yeah, definitely needing a little bit more work. And this bed is all set to go. So overall, in this bed as well, which holds irises and of course Sir Pelican, who kind of looks over the garden at large. We've got our trees coming to life. This is our apple tree. And there's Miss Robin up there saying, okay, what are you doing? I need to be making my nest. And our two ash trees, I love them. They provide such great shade here in the garden, but they make such a mess. As you can see over here in the gazebo patio, be pre-warned. I mean, there's a lot of things about ash trees that we wouldn't normally do. Do them again. One is this mess they make in the spring. So I've got to get that cleaned up. But they also have the ash borer, which is expensive to keep these guys healthy, but we do that every 2 to 3 years. And I think this is the year that we have to give it a treatment from our arborist. And yeah, so that's what's happening in a nutshell here in the garden. Much more to come, to be sure, as it completely wakes up. But good morning, and thanks for joining me. And let's head on into the house, see what's happening in the grow room. And then, as I promised at the beginning of this video, days ago in my world, just a few minutes in yours, we there's something, a surprise that I want to share with you. That's a really cool thing. That if you don't have a garden this size and you just have a small area, is something that you can utilize and create your own salsa mix out of it. So let's head on indoors, shall we? One more shot of the sunrise. Here we go. Okay, wait a minute. I was just heading in and I realized I didn't show you my pots. I do have a couple of pots that I've done, and my boxwoods that I overwintered. I did a little short on these. But I also did, because our lettuce bed just really isn't ready to be worked fully yet, I did some lettuce in this pot with some violas. Love me some violas. And then there's one more over here by the hot tub. I did this with kale and some violas, but isn't that pretty? I mean, the green of the kale is just amazing, and they're doing so good, even though I had it over here on the patio and Luna went to go chase a ball and knocked the whole pot over in her excitement to do that, but they have recovered quite well. And yeah, so there is our kale. The girls are ready to go in, and our grow room is just right down here. So let's go down and see what's happening down there. Okay, so we are now back in the grow room with the garden out there. But we have, here are all the dahlias that I have moved over to TV trays. Make a great place. I've got these portable grow lights. This one is not turned on yet this morning, but it will anytime now. But here's all of the dahlias, which I need to cut some of these back a little bit. Lots to do with the dahlias today. But I've also got some of the Mexican sunflowers are in here. I think I've got a little tomato plant. Oh, it's a cherry, a chocolate cherry in here. And then all of these guys, I've got a lot of potting up to do, shall we say, today, later on. And I was going to try to get this done so I could show you before, but you know, there's just only so many hours in a day. But my geraniums, they almost got eaten up by the natty bugs, but I think I might have saved them. More tomato plants down there. Lettuce is coming up. Spinach is, I had one of the spinach, so I've got to replant that today. I only give it so much time, and then because it's taking up valuable space. And I will tell you, my friends, this is the time that I wish I had a greenhouse to put these things, because I only have so much space. I can move some things up to our sunroom when they get big enough, like these anemones. I always have a hard time saying that because they're getting pretty tall, and I may move them up to the sunroom. But here's the red pride and the money makers. And what else do we have here? The bumblebee cherry tomatoes, which I love, chocolate cherry tomato, and then peppers over here. They are slow going, but I've got to get more peppers seeded up today, as I mentioned. And then down here, I've got these guys are ready to pot up now, so I've got to get those done today. So that's what's happening in the grow room. And like I said, I sure wish that I had a greenhouse, and the hydroponics are, you know, giving us what we need to, as far as fresh lettuce. And I'm going to move these herbs, I think, up into the sunroom as well, possibly today. I got to find room for everything. The joy of it all. But let me turn the camera around and share with you what I was going to tell you about, a little special something. Well, one of the things I love to do is come sit here on the floor in the grow room. We have, because as I've shared many times, shared with you, that this is also our workout room as well as our grow room and our laundry room as well, multifunctional. But I love sitting here, especially at night after a long day, just hanging out with the plants, little music. It's quite lovely. But here's what I want to share with you. It's called A Garden in a Box, and it's from our good friends at Epic Gardening, which I'm happy to be an ambassador for them. And what they've done is that they've taken the essentials that you would need if you wanted to create salsa in your garden or anything in your garden, but they put it all together for the salsa sizzle. And I chose this particular one. They have different ones that you can do, but I decided to do this because they have one for lettuce. They have one for if you wanted to do a salad, like just a lettuce salad. But the salsa one is one that really attracted me because I love making salsa from all of our tomatoes and everything. So let me show you what's in here. You get the seeds, of course, which this has jalapeno, cilantro, onion, bunching onion, and what else is in here? Of course, they have Brandywine pink tomatoes. And these are with the Epic seeds. You know, Epic Gardening, and I recently, well, it's been a couple of years now, bought out Botanical Interests, but they also have their own seed line as well. And there's plant tags so that you can tag them. And then they have given you not 2 smaller grow bags, as well as the pots and if you want to, and you saw me make the tomatoes out of these. You can put your seedlings in here to grow them, and then 1 large grow bag. So this is a 15-gallon grow bag. So all you really need is the dirt, maybe a little fertilizer, as I shared, and you could grow this on your patio, your balcony. It's just a great, and these even come with, look at this, the little humidifiers for the top of it. So I highly recommend, I'm going to put a link in the description that you take a look at it. If you've been wanting to garden, or maybe you're in transition and you can't really do a big garden, this is just a lovely way. These are great little pots. I love them. Look at that. A lovely way for you to get in the game without having to commit to all of this, right? Because this is a lot, I will say. So I just really want to thank Epic for doing this. Garden in a Box, description below. And my friends, that is going to do it for us this week. I thank you so much for just coming along with me. And remember to plant often and to always do it with love. Take good care. Thanks for coming along with me today. I so enjoyed sharing with you what is happening in my grow room. Please be sure to subscribe as spring unfolds, and I have so much more to share with you. Also, leave a comment. Let me know what you're growing and what you love best about gardening.